What's up, man geek? So, I took July off, as per usual, and I am back today with a video about clarinet hacks. So things that will make practicing easier. And I think of these things as I am practicing them, and then I write them down, and then when I have 5, I come on here and I share with you. Your bottom lip folds over your bottom teeth. And then your clarinet mouthpiece rests on top of that. So, so it creates pressure on your bottom lip. And if you're like me and you practice and play more than a normal person should, you start to develop a callus on your bottom lip, and you might even break the skin from practicing so much. Have you ever had a day where you just practice or play more than usual, and then the next day you go and play, and then you have to like put your bottom teeth in a new spot just so that it doesn't like affect like the raw part that you got the day before? So how do you protect your bottom teeth? If you've ever had dental work done in your mouth where they leave behind metal things, they'll give you a wax to put over the metal things so that you don't tear the insides of your cheeks apart. I used to use strips of wax, and I used to just put it along my bottom teeth, let it there, and then play. The problem with that is eventually your teeth break through the wax, and you can always like take it off and like roll it into a ball and like put it back. But dental wax isn't really something that you can buy easily. I don't know. What I like to use, and what I've used in the past, I wish I had it with me, floral tape. So floral tape is what florists use when they have a bouquet and they put tape around the bottom to hold the stems together, and then they put that in water, and then the tape like forms to the stems to keep everything in place. So if you take floral tape and you cut it, you know, however big you need it to fit over your bottom teeth. You don't have to go all the way back to your molars. It's basically just like the first, like, 2 or 4 teeth. You double it up so that the sticky sides are against each other, basically. Or you just like fold it over. You place it on your teeth and you just sort of like push it down so that you make like a little formation. And the moisture in your mouth is going to moisten the tape, and it's going to form to your bottom teeth. And the cool thing about this is that floral tape is really durable. So once you play and you get used to feeling that tape on your teeth, you just pop it off, put it in your case, and then it already has the shape of your teeth, and it'll hold that shape so that the next time you play it, you can just pop it back on. And floral tape is so cheap, and like a roll of it will last you a really, really long time. So what happens if you can't get to the nearest hardware store to find floral tape? A normal piece of paper will do. What I typically do is I will rip off a piece of paper, and like paper, I don't like paper, but like in a pinch, this will help. This is why it's called a clarinet hack and not what to do if you're an actual clarinet player. So I have this piece of paper. Yeah, it's about tooth length. I'm folding it up once, I'm folding it up twice, and then I'm just going to place it over my teeth and sort of form it to my teeth. There. This is really attractive. And then it's there. It sucks, but it'll get it. It's not pleasant, but it'll save your bottom lip. Pros and cons. The cons for using paper is that it'll get wet, it'll disintegrate in your mouth, it will be really gross tasting, it will just feel weird because it's paper in your mouth, and if it's too thin, it'll like get wet and tear apart. But the pro is, in a pinch, if your lip is killing you or you know you're about to play a ton, you can just throw a piece of paper. How to get noticed by a conductor. So I was going to actually do a whole video on this, and a lot of it sort of, a lot of the points I made has already been covered in how to be a good principal and how to be a good supporting player videos that were a few videos back. So definitely watch those. But if you're trying to get noticed by a conductor, like let's say you're playing in a new ensemble and you're playing with a new conductor and you want to make a good impression, the first thing you want to do is be prepared, obviously. The conductor might not say anything, but they will know who in the ensemble is prepared. If you're that one clarinet player and you play your part in exactly like the place that you're supposed to play it with the correct dynamic, even with a little bit of artistry, the conductor will know and he'll keep that in the back of his mind, and you'll be good. What I like to do when I want to be noticed by the conductor, that was creepy, I didn't mean it in like a flirty kind of way, is to maintain eye contact. And I don't mean like as you're playing staring at the conductor so that it's really, really creepy, but in certain places in the music where it slows down or speeds up or gets louder or changes color or, you know, whatever, if there's ever a change, or if like the orchestra is kind of like falling behind and like the conductor's here but the downbeat happens here, you want to like be looking up, and by looking up and making eye contact, the conductor might just be like searching, being like, is anybody even watching me, as chaos erupts around you. If the conductor looks at you and you have this connection as the chaos is going, the conductor will like start looking at you because you know what you're doing, and the conductor, like, you know your part well enough to be looking up at the conductor to know what's going on. You have this like moment. Have moments like that. I've conducted ensembles before where I'm conducting and I'm looking out and everybody is just like buried in their parts. Nobody's listening to each other. They're just playing their part apathetically, and like, it's hard to be a conductor because you need to stand up there and emote what the music is trying. If it's like sad and intense, yeah, you have to have that face. But the players are just like, they might be excited up here, but their faces are just... So it's good to have that connection with the conductor, is what I'm trying to say. It can be hard to be up there on the podium. How to improve playing in tune. So like, when you're practicing at home, it might be easy just to like start playing, not check your intonation, get used to the pitch that you're hearing, and chances are you're going to be really, really sharp. You're in tune with yourself. However, it's not good to get used to hearing your instrument play 20 cents higher. This Dr. Beat, it's not a tuner, but it can play a drone. And the way to best improve your intonation is to play over a drone. So let's pick a drone. Let's do a 440. Why the heck not? Let's play an A. I'm not trying to be like the most beautiful clarinet player now. I'm just demonstrating a point for all the people who are like, don't use your computer microphone. So I started really sharp, and then I brought it down. So I know I'm going to have to pull out a little bit. What you can do now, I'm just going to let this play because it's annoying, isn't it? You want to play a scale. And you want to adjust along the way. Metronomes and tuners are like your best friend. They will never lie to you, and they will be brutally honest even though you don't want them to be. They will call you out when you are so wrong. When you're playing in an ensemble and you notice you're really sharp, you pull out in the appropriate places and you bring your intonation level down. That's what you need to be doing while you're practicing. Another thing that the drone can help you with is actually playing with high notes. Let's say every time you play a high note, it comes out wicked flat. What's like a good... So that note was really flat. So what you want to do is when you arrive at the higher note, you want to just hold it out. Until you get a sound that you really like. And then you want to have that pitch in your ear. Sometimes it helps to have another clarinet player with you to just hold out the note, but we're going to do it. These are A flat. So now it's in tune. So now we can do the leap up to it. A really good app that I actually like to use, not sponsored, is In's Tuner. This has the upper level. So, this is one of my most obnoxious videos ever. And then you want to just start at the beginning of the phrase and just have this going so that you can hear where you're arriving to. So I arrived there super, super sharp. Sometimes it helps to hum, because the shape that you're making in the back of your throat will help you voice it. If anyone's wondering what this is, I burn myself on the oven because I'm a great chef. Chirping is what happens when you go to articulate a note, or maybe like you're tonguing a note and this little high-pitched sort of semi-squeak comes out, but it's not really a squeak, so we call it a chirp. I was having an issue with chirpage and I filmed it. So listen closely. It might help if you listen with headphones because I don't know if it's going to come through because I filmed it on an iPhone. But you know what I'm talking about though, like when you go to articulate a note and like there's like a little squeak. So what I like to do is I like to take my reed off of the instrument. I like to find a flat space. Usually the stand will work. You just take your reed off, you place the back of the reed on the piece of paper, and you just like wipe it back and forth and like, you know, go around in circles, and that sort of like flattens out and resets the reed a little bit because the chirping happens when the reed isn't sealing all the way around the mouthpiece. So if you're having articulation issues, sometimes it just helps just to take the reed off, rub it around on a piece of paper for a little bit, and then, you know, that it should help. It should help. I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all. Again, this is a clarinet hacks video. Hack. Obviously, you should work on your reeds and adjust them in a professional way and do it the right way. But if you have one reed and it's chirping and you don't want it to chirp anymore, this should fix it. I'm not trying to give you like good sound advice for reed care. This is a hack. I want to make that absolutely clear. So thank you so much for watching. This is really fun to be back. I wanted to introduce you to somebody, actually. Where is she? This is Little One. She's staying with me for a week. And she's really cute and totally not having it right now because I took her out of the window where she was really happy and comfy. But say hello, Little One. Little One! That's you! Alright, I'm gonna go put her back in her window. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time,